Previously, we showed you some quality Contra hacks and fan-made games. The best of the best, you could say. Well, this week, we're looking at the worst of the worst. The broken, the infuriating, the ridiculous top 10 worst Contra hacks. Keep in mind, same as last episode, this list will include ROM hacks, fan-made games, translations, and maybe even some pirated games. So sit back and enjoy, or actually, maybe not enjoy, the top 10 worst Contra hacks. Number 10. With the previous success of Traxxas Revenge of the Red Falcon hack, there's actually a few hacks based off that hack itself, kind of like a Contra hack inception. At any rate, one of those hacks to come out was Contra Attack of the Blue Falcon hack by hacker Danger X. Now it's on the bottom of the list because it's not that bad, but it does have its problems. So let's say a few good things first before diving into the problems. The game has 5 different difficulties, ranging from very easy up to very hard, and each one has a slight variation, such as live counts of the player, how fast they move, or how high they can jump. The graphics look very nice and the gameplay is good. Again, it's based off the Traxxas Red Falcon game, so what do you expect? Now for the problems. The game is hard. Not that that's a bad thing, but some of the deaths and obstacles are just stupid and unavoidable. The real problem that we faced several times while recording this game was it just froze up in the base stages. Not sure why, but we had to reset the game and start all over. Twice. Of course, no good Contra hack can leave out the nudge through the wall crap, which I cannot stand. It adds no challenge to the game, and it's just plain annoying. Well, the nail in the coffin for this game is the fact that we couldn't even beat the game. Not because of skill, but because it froze in the exact same spot 3 or 4 times. So we were never able to see the final boss or finish the game. So if you want a good Contra hack, stick to Revenge of the Red Falcon on this one. Trust me. Number 9. Next game here is Super Contra 2, and according to the title screen, this game came out way back in 1993. It was actually one of the first ROM hacks we ever played in this channel. The problem with this game is level design. I kind of feel like it just threw levels in a blender and just dumped them out on the screen. Stuff is just everywhere. It doesn't seem to have much order or reason. Another problem is a recurring hack problem that people just love doing, which is putting in these multi-layer water sections, where if you fall into the wrong section of water, you just die and have no choice because you can't get back out of the water. Level 2 is like the base level, but extended to the full screen. I mean, there's stuff everywhere, it looks like a mess. Level 8 in particular, there's dead bosses laying around, some fake floors, stationary bullet just sitting there, and it's hard to see what it is, but if you touch it, it'll kill you. Not to mention you have to fight the same Power Slug boss 4 or 5 times in this level. Just look at this final boss, there's a lot going on here. Again, the game is not exactly horrible, but it's deserving a number 9 spot on this list. Number 8. So people may say how good a game is does not depend on the quality of the graphics. Well, this next game took that saying and ran with it. Contra Next Battle is an odd Contra game that I somehow stumbled across. The game consists of 10 levels, and while it does have some interesting things such as a life bar, different guns, and grenades, its problem is the presentation, including the graphics and gameplay. I mean, look at this. The sprites look fine, but then it's like they just gave up on the rest of it and used Microsoft Paint or something. I mean, look at some of these bosses. They are so primitive and basic that I'm not sure if this game is supposed to be a joke or serious. They even try to make up their own overhead level like Legacy Red Falcon and other hacks have done better, but this one is just so plain and drab. The background is literally nothing except for yellow-brown color. And of course, the boss. Another spider designed in MS Paint. Speaking of bosses, this one is hilarious. Look at this dude. The bosses are also super easy and take just a few hits if you have any kind of weapon equipped. The final boss is the hard from Contra one, with nothing else except this lame fireball shooting that will never hit anybody. So while I'm not sure if this game was a parody or a serious game, I would still say pass on this one, unless you want a good laugh. Number 7. There are several Contra hacks in which people decide to make just one level and that's it. Well, when you aren't expecting that and don't know about it, it's kind of a letdown to play the rest of the game and it's exactly the same as the original game. For the next entry, we're taking a look at the Contra hack called Black Dawn. This game was purposely made extremely hard. I mean, look at the demo before the game even starts. This is not a good sign of things to come. The first jump of the game here is nearly too far to even make. You have to be on the last pixel of your foot, almost falling off just to make the jump. The health of all the enemies is boosted and it's almost impossible to kill even the easiest of enemies. While I do think the new color scheme looks nice, the fact that it has the multi-layer water traps is slightly annoying, as well as not being able to kill the simplest of enemies. Not to mention the power-ups floating by also have extended health and you literally can't even shoot them down to get a new gun. Now that's just dumb. The level's completely redone and extended, but the final boss appears to be the same. Of course, other than taking a million hits to kill like everything else. Then, once you start level 2, it looks like a glitched out mess. Then after a few rooms, this goes back to the regular game. Yet all the enemies still retain extra health points and are almost impossible to kill. So I made the mistake of buying this game on a cartridge, not knowing it was just a one level hack. So although I wish they would have finished the rest of the game, this game isn't that horrible as long as you go in knowing it's just going to be one level hack. Number 6. Continuing on with the one level hacks, we have a Contra game here which I believe is called Trail Edition, according to the title screen, which is made by CCZYY521 back in 2015. This game is again just a single level hack of the jungle stage from the first Contra game. There's numerous spots where they put you in a position where you have no choice but to die, whether it's multi-layer water or just a spot where you can't even make the jump. Some of the graphics are odd too, it looks like it's glitching out. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be intended or a mistake. Finally, getting to the first boss, it's just a tower boss with a few more turrets and the ground is different. From here on out, the rest of the game is the same, other than the goofy colors in level 2 as well as some other levels. Heck, even level 7, the hangar level, is black and white. So again, just a single level hack and not as well done or as detailed as Black Dawn. Pass on this game unless you really want to play every Contra game you possibly can and want something new. Number 5. This next hack, Contra XJR-RJX hack, is considered to be one of the first ROM hacks of Contra back in 2008. The first level of this hack seems pretty basic. For the most part, you still see the original game intact here. The first level has changed the most, but it's still very similar. While technically it's more than just a one level hack, the other levels are very close to the original, while some aren't even changed at all. You have to really know the original Contra game well to even notice what's changed here. So this game takes number 5 spot on the list, because it's not really worth playing and there's not even enough change to make it more fun or different from the original, and the changes are so minute, the average gamer won't even notice anything's different after level 1. The next hack we have up for you is one I should never have gotten a cartridge, but you know, I don't like to research them. I want to be surprised the first time I play it. Well, this hack here by CZX certainly was a surprise to say the least. This hack is another single level Contra hack, with nothing like you've ever seen before. The intro screen says it all. This will be a terrible nightmare for sure. Let's get the list of problems started here. First off, you only have 3 lives. That's it, 3 lives, and whether it's continuous or not, it doesn't matter, it's just one level. Second, the enemies fire an obnoxious amount of bullets at you, like literal streams of bullets where there's no way to get through. Third, enemies have extended health, like so much health you won't be able to kill them by the time they get to you. The speed of the runners is also increased to ridiculous speed. There's also dozens of them on the screen at one time. There are a few weapon power-ups throughout the level, but good luck getting any of them or keeping them once you do manage to get them. What I had to do was kind of cheat a little bit, I guess you could say. I picked a spot here in the beginning and farmed for like an hour for 3 lives. Then I made a run for the boss. When I say boss, I mean this mountain. The mountain is literally the boss of the game. And if you manage to beat the game somehow, that's it. There's no more levels. It's just a one-level nightmare, as he tells you it would be. Come to find out later, this game was made by CZX just to test the Contra level editor. Well, my mistake for finding it, jeez. Please pass on this game. It's literally almost impossible. Number 3. Okay, we're finally getting to the bottom of the barrel here. No more one-level ROM hacks. These next 3 are some serious garbage coming up. Kicking off number 3 spot is a pirated game called Super Contra 7. This is also the exact game as Super Contra 8, which of course I bought both of. I'm an idiot. These are pirated from China and made all the way back in 1996. They aren't exactly ROM hacks because they don't edit the original games. They make these kinds of things from scratch. Yeah, they pull sprites from other games to make this, but it's not really a ROM hack. It's kind of hard to explain. So it's based off Super C from the NES. There's Bill and Lance, which look okay, but the rest of the game is just a mess. Take level 1 here for instance. Look how far off the barrel you stand and still don't fall off. The speed of the enemies here is also sporadic. They'll be running at you and all of a sudden they'll pick up super speed and run right towards you. The serious problem right away is the first boss. Just like the rest of the game, it's extremely glitched out. The boss has to be shot at a very specific spot, and the hit detection doesn't even register unless he's traveling horizontally and not vertically. Also, look at the fireballs he's shooting. I mean, look at this. There is no pattern and it's absurd. Good luck dodging any of those. There's 5 levels total, and each has odd backgrounds and glitchy boss fights. There's weapons, of course, but the game letters don't make any sense. R is a free guy, I think. P is enemy race. I'm not even sure what the rest of them do. Although the game does support 2 players, I highly doubt you're going to find a friend who wants to play this game with you. After 4 excruciating levels, you make it to the 5th level and the final boss, who is a messed up looking version of the boss in level 3 of the original Contra game. As with most of the game, the hit detection is horrible, the controls are horrible, and when you beat the game, it gets this horrible ending. Oh boy, number 2. Moving on from the pirate game, we have a ROM hack now. This hack is called Annihilation of the Green Falcon, and just like Blue Falcon was based off another hack, the Red Falcon by Trax. This time, the credited hacker is K Dang from 2016. This is one of those special hacks. A hack that seemed to be created not for fun, not for Contra fans, but just out of pure evil to frustrate and aggravate and enrage all players who play the game. I honestly don't know why someone would make this game, but let's give it a look, I suppose. The game from the start gives you 99 lives, but actually it's unlimited lives. The game gives you unlimited lives default. What's that going to tell you? So the game is a full hack of all 8 levels from the first Contra game. Each level is extended way longer than the original game. After like an hour more of playing level 1, you start to wonder, is this the entire game? Unfortunately though, it's not. Right from the first level of the game, you see how frustrating and annoying it's going to be. I mean, look at the first boss here. Like, what is this slop? After about 10 minutes, you kill all the guns and still don't know what to do. Apparently a sensor is hidden in the ground and you can't even see it. The game continues to be extremely annoying, but playable up to level 6, the energy zone. This is where the game takes a turn for the worst. First off, the whole level consists of nudging through these walls. We know I love that. And I mean the whole level. Not to mention, some spots expect you to do this while a guy is shooting at you. What? Then, the flame parts here, you're expected to lay down, then quickly get up, move a millimeter over, and lay back down. It's so time consuming, frustrating, and stupid. I mean, this is all the level is, and it goes on forever. I have never been so frustrated in any game my entire life than this game. But here's the best part. After about 7 hours of play, we finally beat level 6, and went to level 7, the hangar. At this point, the game went from figuratively impossible to literally impossible. There's a section here where if you die on one player, the screen moves up and you start on a ledge on top here. While being that the game is different on 2 players, the screen will never move up and you'll never start on top. So at this point after playing for 7 hours, we cannot progress any further and have to quit. There's unlimited lives here, so it's not like we can just die off and play single player or something. That's it. The game just ends here with 2 players. What a horrible game. Not horrible as in they tried their best and messed up and made a bad game or whatever. This game was intentionally made from somebody's cruel heart to be the worst, most frustrating game anyone could ever create. Stay away. Number 1. And now, for number 1 worst Contra hack ever, I present to you Super Contra X. The glitchiest and most fundamentally broken game I've ever played. Unlike Green Falcon, which was purposely made bad, this game is just broken in so many areas. Super Contra X was another pirate game. Okay, super quick I have to say what's good about this game before we discuss the problems. The game is 2-player co-op and has a password. That's it. On to the problems. So being it's a pirate game and not a ROM hack, the sprites and everything else are originally created. This game actually doesn't have too much to do with Contra, besides 2 dudes in red and blue shooting guns and side-scrolling. But anyway, on to the game itself. Super Contra X consists of 8 levels, most of which are side-scrolling, but they did throw in an odd flying level in here, which we'll get to that. Each level is broken down into 2 sections. There's like a part 1 and a part 2 to each level, but the password only starts you with the first section of the level. So if you continue in the first section, you're wasting continue, and might as well just put the password back in and see if it continues for the second part of the level. Starting at level 1, you begin to see the problems already. The hit detection is so far off, you die without touching anything. Avoid these mines at all costs. Either their sprite is larger than it appears, or your guy's is. I don't know, but every time they seem to hit you. Also, when you die, you come back and you're blinking, but it doesn't even matter because you can still die again instantly. So level 2 is a flying level. I give them credit for the effort, but the controls are horrible. For instance, you can't move diagonally in a flying game. Like, that's just dumb. But moving on, the bosses are just really unimaginative and don't even move. The game actually crashed on me as I beat the boss in level 4, so add that to the list of problems. Well, the glitches and problems with this game seem to be endless, so if you want to see more, I recommend watching our full video on this. Or even better, come back next episode where we're specifically looking at the top 10 glitches of Super Contra X. That ought to be fun. Thanks again for watching. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see the full video review of any of these games, click up here to the top right to watch our Contra playlist. If you want to see the video about the game in number 1 spot, click down here to the bottom right. Thanks for watching and have a great day.